Caught you again, bro. Scrolling YouTube instead of drawing? Chill, I understand you. You're struggling lately, that's fine. Scrolling is so tempting and drawing feels so slow. And the reward of the final piece comes so late. The good news is that it's not your fault. It's your brain's. Now, if you understand how to manipulate it, you can finally win this uphill battle like I did. Now for me, drawing feels so fun. So much more than scrolling or playing video games, man. By the way, I'm Matt. I drew a whole 80 pages fully illustrated fantasy art book in only 3 months. And trust me, bro, I could have scrolled for the whole 3 months. Instead, I'm here with my finished project in my hands. By the way, my program From Stuck to Creative Machine is finally on pre-sale, more on that later. Probably nowadays, even children on the internet are aware of what dopamine is. It's the feel-good hormone, everybody knows that. If you don't know that, go watch a YouTube video about it. I'm not here to explain to you what it is. I'm just gonna tell you that when you do a bad activity, for example scrolling on YouTube or scrolling on TikTok or playing video games, your dopamine, you're feeling good, gets so high, it gets a spike, it feels so good. But once you stop, you start feeling bad, because you crave it, you want to continue. You could go forever scrolling or playing, right? So you have the peak and then you have the crash, the dopamine crash, and you feel really bad. This is what happens when you stop scrolling YouTube and you say, now I'm gonna drop. You stop scrolling and then you say, damn, I feel so bad, I want to scroll again. Or maybe you don't even want to scroll again, but just continue for the dopamine peak. You maybe don't realize it, but you're addicted to scrolling on YouTube, scrolling on Instagram, playing that video game that is stopping you from drawing. We're gonna get you out of that. If you constantly do the bad habits and you're constantly in a dopamine peak and crash, you're never gonna draw. Now, I'm not here to list why this is bad, because you probably already know as you clicked on this video. I'm here to solve the problem. And the first thing to solve every problem, as I always say, is to be aware. And you are aware, so congratulations. But let's get even more aware by writing down the cause of your distraction. And you may want to stick it on your wall, you may want to leave it on your desk or on your bed. When you're about to scroll on YouTube, you see that, and you remind yourself of the time that you were kind of motivated, that you wrote the shit down, that might be now, and you say, damn, I was motivated in that moment, why do I want to scroll right now? Maybe I could think about it for 1 second. Like, you create a little bit of friction. This is not gonna work if you don't do this. You have to stop, of course, doing the bad activity, but if you stop forever, your brain is gonna get so much scared, because you're gonna be motivated and say, okay, I will never scroll on YouTube again, I will draw forever from now on. But in one day you're gonna miss it so much for the dopamine peak and crash that we talked about before, and you're gonna get back into it again and feel even more shit. What you have to do instead is to schedule your bad habits. Of course, we're talking about drawing here, so let's do this by combining stopping the bad habits and starting to draw instead. So you open up your calendar or whatever you use, and you pick a time that you know you're gonna scroll in. For example, after you come home from school, university or work or whatever you do, you know that you're tired, you're not gonna draw anyway. Now I'm telling you to schedule 1 hour right now, because I know you stay more than 1 hour a day, so it will still be progress, but it would be more like schedule 15 minutes of scrolling or 15 minutes or whatever the bad habit is, and after that you can start drawing. Your brain knows that he has the 15 minutes or half an hour, 1 hour of scrolling, so if he feels the craving, he says, no, I'm gonna wait for the 1 hour. So you draw now. When the 1 hour comes, you can finally scroll and do the bad habits that you want to do. And after the time is up, you can continue drawing, you can do whatever you want, but you stop the bad habits. By the way, good job if you're still here. This means that your attention span is not really that fucked and you really care about your art, so you have my respect. If you're really feeling stuck and you want to get better, but you are in this cycle of scrolling and drawing and scrolling and feeling guilty, I have a program for that is called From Stuck to Creative Machine, that helps you go through all the reasons why you may be stuck, which can be art blocks or addictions or I don't know what to draw or I hate my art, and I hold your hand showing you practical exercises, actionable steps that I do alongside you to help you get over your problem and finally be able to work on your project. Now, the good news for you is that the program is on pre-sale, so you can grab it right now for more than 50% off, because it's not made yet, so I'm working on it. And once I release it, the price is gonna be much higher. So I suggest you to go check it out right now. It's the first link in the description. I'm sure you won't regret it. Now, I told you how to reduce your bad habits of scrolling to finally start drawing more. But this is not gonna work. Because I have a small secret for you that is gonna make it work. You have to give yourself time. Now, what I mean by that is that you have to be patient for something like 2 or 3 days. This is usually the time that your brain needs to adapt, to understand that you're stopping that addiction to start drawing. So the first 2 or 3 days is gonna be harder and harder. The first week is gonna be really difficult. But after a little bit, your brain is gonna understand that you wanna stop that thing, and it's even gonna forget it over time. We have to make our brain understand that drawing feels good, because right now we know that scrolling feels good. It feels so much good to scroll in the moment, but you feel so bad after you're done. And drawing, it's the opposite. It's hard while you're doing it, and you feel really good at the end of it. So if we get used to love things that have a slow reward, they have a delayed gratification, instead of doing stuff that is an instant gratification so that you like it now and you hate it later, the mindset is gonna change, and you're finally gonna remember how fun drawing is. Just like when you were a kid, where you chose to draw instead of scrolling without even thinking about scrolling because you didn't do it. You didn't know how good it felt. So drawing was the main thing for you at the time. It was just because you didn't have all the distractions that you have now. But if you do the tips that I'm telling you in this video, you're gonna defeat them right away and finally draw again like you used to do. Now, this is why if you make the pain of not drawing clear, as well as the pleasure of drawing clear, it's gonna be much easier for you. And how you can do that? When you draw and you finish your piece, and you really like it and you feel happy that you finally did something that was not scrolling, hang it on your wall. Maybe write on the page how you felt after you finished. So every time you want to scroll, you look at your drawing and you think, damn, I really felt good after doing that. I might do another one and feel good again instead of scrolling. The same is with scrolling. After you finish scrolling and you feel really bad, don't be afraid to journal about it. Get a piece of paper, write your emotions, and you say, damn bro, this scrolling session was kind of fun, yeah, but I don't remember one video that I've watched except for Matt's one because they're so good. And now I feel this kind of emptiness inside. Write everything that you feel. I'm not telling you to stick it on your wall because your mom is gonna come in your room and think that you're crazy, but keep it with you and read it whenever you want to scroll, so you remember how bad you felt. Now, if you're really stuck, I'm here for you. I'm gonna hold your hand in my program, From Stuck to Creative Machine. I really suggest you to go check it out. As I said, it's not out yet, but it's gonna be soon, and it's gonna be so much helpful for you. So go check it out right now, so finally get unstuck, and also get it for much cheaper. Also, if you have this kind of addiction, you're probably a procrastinator too, so you might wanna watch this video right now. If you're serious about your art, consider following me, and see you in the next one.